It's obvious to me now that, the whole concept of transgenderism isn't a solution. It doesn't matter what you do or what you say. You're never going to get across the sensation that every time you go into a room, you're going to look at every woman in that room and you're going to say, I have to convince them that I'm one of you. And I had so much anxiety created the second that I started that whole transgender lifestyle, and I started to understand the depth of the deception that I would be putting on every day. Because I can see when someone is transgender a mile away. I have a tranny dar that I can just tell when someone is transgender. So at that time, I considered that if I could see that, I know that other people can see that too. So then I just worked my ass off to try to understand all of these concepts, everything from the finger ratio to the shoulder ratio, everything that I could get about makeup and how that whole process of making yourself more androgynous and what those features look like and what you have to try to strive for. I was filling my head with this stuff, and at that time I didn't have anything really better to do because I was so dissatisfied with the world around me that all I did was just want to escape from everything. So I saw my ability to live in a woman's shoes as a way for me to live in this world the way that I wanted to do it, almost. But it wasn't a solution because it was me putting on a mask and me telling everyone that I was taking a mask off. I really wasn't thinking about this all the way through. I really wasn't considering everything because I was going with what I thought felt best, and I didn't even understand how to tell what it was that I was feeling. I didn't know that the emotion that I was feeling at that time was anger and sadness or happiness or joy or judgment or contempt or jealousy. I wasn't identifying these emotions the way that I should have been. I was bent and confused, and I was going through life in this bent and confused way. And that makes you make more bent and confused decisions because you think you're on the straight and narrow. But I wasn't. I was confused. And I was extremely confused, and I remained confused until I started searching about the inner earth and the hollow earth and how space is a lie. Because I was in a point in my life when I was right around 21, that I actually started to feel different. Every birthday that I had up to that point, I could say that I didn't feel different. During the day of my birthday, my mom would always say, "So, you're so and so this age now. How do you feel?" I didn't feel any different. But on my 21st birthday, I actually felt a little bit different, and I said that to my mom. I'm like, I feel different this year, and that was the year that I started trying to verify all of this stuff around me. I tried to say, I'm not going to be an idiot anymore. I'm not going to be a retard anymore. I'm not going to let retardation or any of this stuff be imposed upon me anymore. I'm not going to let myself be, anything less than an intellectual, and really try to understand what that word means and understand what all of these words means. I had a yearning for truth, and I didn't quite know how to go about it, so I was just taking in all of this information, and I was researching philosophy and how, wisdom minus contradictions equals truth, and I was gaining kind of a foothold all of a sudden. And I was doing all of this research because I really love conspiracy theories, and I was always interested in 9/11 and all this stuff, and I just kept kind of going with it. I would research these things, and then I'd put it down, and then I'd come back to it a few months later to see what else had transpired and what people were were coming on about it, when people were figuring it out about it, how this information was coming across, how it was going along with different things. And, you know, through that whole process, I was developing a greater sense of confidence within myself, and I was meditating, and I was learning about inner discernment and stuff like that, and I was following a bunch of different people on YouTube that were helping me do the same thing, that were doing the same thing, that were putting out all this information. And it was when I was, you know, right around 21, I was starting to figure I really need to verify everything around me. I need to go on this path of self-verification and verify, okay, is the earth flat? Is all of this stuff that I've been told by people that haven't had the time to prove it to me? Okay, I need to stop being told, and I need to do everything in my power to have personal power and verify all this stuff so I know what I'm doing is true. Love and wholeness.